Welcome back. You're watching The Trend. The hashtag is Hey Amina, and I'm here with my final guest, Willie Oeba.
Yo.
What's good?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine.
Mambo?
I am good.
As you play along.
Oh.
Mambo?
Oh, Mambo! Poa.
Mambo?
Poa.
When I'm chocolate design ukikufa watakukadbari.
What?
Mambo?
Poa.
Najua upendi vibes za magari, but where are you parking?
Hey, okay. You need inspo kutoka kwa album.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Uko poa lakini.
But this, mimi niko poa sana, Willie. Have you been?
I'm doing great.
Happy New Year.
Mungu anasaidia.
Anasaidia
Happy
sana.
New Year.
2022 is about to be a great year. You know,
Yeah.
at the beginning we have all this belief. In January, you're seeing, you are thriving in your mind, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
What is going through your mind right now?
Wow.
For the plans.
2022, there is an album that is dropping.
Okay.
Inaitwa Rebirth. It is more of a musical album. I have done more spoken word albums. I have 2 albums. One inaitwa Easy, the other one it's called Dear God. So now I'm doing an album inaitwa Rebirth. Yeah, and that is what I'm looking forward to. And then I just want to go all out. With poetry, we want to take poetry to another level, to make poetry an industry, not just a scene.
Yes.
Whereby people can live by poetry. People can, poets can have people to look up to. Not that they don't, but right now poetry is seen. It's not an industry, so we want to take it to another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've been considered by many as, you know, the king of poetry.
Wow.
In your generation.
Wow.
How do you take that?
Wow, it is really humbling. I won. I'm the current East Africa Spoken Word Battle King.
Wow.
From 2018. Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Back to back.
But do we say?
Hey, stepping on
Word
these necks.
King.
Umesema kuna mtu mwingine anashinda. Hey.
And then I won Blaze 2017. And now 2021, I won the upcoming Human Rights Defender of the Year.
Yes, I
This
saw
is
that.
the first time it came through art. So the other times imekuwa humanitarian, environmental activists, but now it has come through art.
Yeah.
And that is huge because it is giving other spoken word artists and other artists at large hope that if they keep on, consistency is the only thing failure can keep up with. So
Nice.
they keep keeping on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been recognized on so many different publications around the world.
Yeah.
Which is
Thank you.
so big
Thank
for
you.
spoken word artists.
Thank
and I
you.
understand what you mean when you say that you want them to have people that they look up to enough
Yeah.
to see that you can have a full life
Yeah.
just doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you think it's challenging for them to make a living? Is it there are no gigs? Is it
Yeah, you know, initially spoken word was curtain raiser to gigs. Like we used to perform, then they pray. Alafu sasa ndio gig inaanza.
wow.
You know.
Like hata gig yenyewe officially
haijaanza. There's a time, but this is true. I had a crush. Nikampeleka show but alichelewa with 5 minutes. Alafu sasa mimi nikifika show nikaambiwa perform. Nikaperform hata kabla haijaanza. So I dated a chick for like 2 years dajaona nikiperform. Yeah,
alikuwa anakuja late.
Nilikuwa perform 2:05 like gig ikianza 2 by 2:05 mambo yangu ilishaisha.
And the event
walinisahau.
and the event ends at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
You performed at 2.
At 2:05 ishaisha.
But you know it can be really soul crushing.
I know, right?
I know we're laughing about it now, but you
Mungu
don't understand
anasaidia.
how it feels like. You know, we had Albie came with a number of people, a team of people who
Yeah.
didn't get to come on air and talk. But it wasn't because they were supposed to be
Yeah.
guests and talk.
Yeah.
However, if you're an artist who's on a bill, people
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
Willie is going to perform.
Yeah.
Our due to that you're going to be performing for chairs.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's heartbreaking.
But now that is the beauty of respecting the process, because right now we are highlighting the same shows. Yeah, we are highlighting the same, like with the album that I'm doing, Rebirth. I have collaborated with very huge artists from Tanzania, kina Roma, kina Nacha, and even in Kenya, music artists. And now we can incorporate spoken word with music, with other forms of art.
Yeah.
And that is huge, because I had a concept show in Nairobi last week, 22nd, and it was totally sold out the second day. Yeah, so we had to close the links, you know. And before, the problem was getting people to indulge into the art because people didn't understand. Like, hata waandike Nairobi in small letters bado ni capital. Buddha sa unasema, you know, but pole pole, waka get, and right now, things are budding up. Na inaenda ikiwa sawa.
Yeah, hiyo ni poa.
Tukisema Mungu anasaidia, we mean it.
You mean it literally. You had sold out shows. I'm sorry. Look at yourself, man. Like, you know, umetoka mbali ndo ukifikia. Because you see that people only see this Willie of now selling out shows. And you're like, bro, me hata nilikuanga nafukuzwa gig yangu. You know the way you can go to a gig and the security people don't know who you are?
Hey,
has it ever happened to you?
Hey, mi ndio MC wa nani? It happens a lot. It has happened to you?
It has.
For real?
Hey, yeah. And
so
I'm
kila
like,
artist akona experience.
I'm like, boss, unaona ni mimi nimepanda stage. And nimetoka hapo madam. Alafu the head of the promoter, peer security. You know they're different companies. So the security person does not know the promoter. So we're there stuck. Even for Chris Brown, I was outside the gate for almost 3 hours. Even Shafi was outside the gate. So it happens. It's happened to you?
It happens. Yeah, it has happened.
When you were getting on stage to perform, or?
No, when I was going to perform. So mimi nilikuwa MC, by the way. Nimekuja late kidogo ati niingie kama star. Bouncer, we ni nani? MC wa nani? And you know, funny thing is that people think that artists wanakuaga na hizi story wameziweka ati ile siku wana hit wanazisema. No, wanapitia hizi vitu. And mi usema art iko na heartbreak kushinda hata ya mapenzi.
Ni ukweli. Ni ukweli. Kwanza hapa Kenya, before you start making money, people just discourage you. Did you have people who discouraged you and told you, sasa utafanya hizi poems baka?
Yeah. You know, I did media, Mo University. I graduated in 2019. So when COVID hit, nilikuwa naulizwa, wewe sasa hii ndio utafanya. Tafuta kazi. Till now, I am always one text away from, apart from art, what else do you do? We can vibe. Lakini, unajua mkitext kidogo na kuuliza, but apart from art, unafanya nini?
No, unasemanga art nini exactly? How do you describe what you do? This is now when you're talking to a lady, I imagine? When you're vibing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Si lazima.
Najua lazima mko na stories. What?
Mbona kwa mtiaji? Ni 2022.
No.
Unajua mtu.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sawa basi, because I interrupted. I apologize.
Mungu anasaidia. Yeah, so I'm always one text away from, even when I meet new people, even if you are not vibing, like apart from art, what else do you do? I get that a lot. Like, when my neighborhood, I find like the mothers wanakuja wanakuambia, please fundisha mtoto wangu poetry, fundisha mtoto wangu kuimba. Lawyer huwa anaambiwa fundisha mtoto wangu kufanya kesi, ama judge anaambiwa ama like daktari. It's because the perception yenye watu wamekea art, they think it's not a very serious type of, and that is the problem we had, because at first when I started doing poetry on social justice, kwa naambiwa, hizi vitu wachia wanasiasa. Wote wanataka kuwa mwanasiasa. Wachia wanasiasa, you get.
So now you have an answer when they ask you other than art. You tell them I'm also a human rights activist.
Yeah.
It's something else that you do.
Defending...
that you talk about these things and to create awareness about them, because you attack them head on and you talk about them in your pieces. So it's something you can say you do too.
And I also breathe for a living.
You breathe. Really, hizo ndo vitu nataka kuambia demu ingie box. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Atiingie box.
Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Mi wasikatiani by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Mi wanapeana yote.
Unapeana?
Yes, wasikatiani. Sina hiyo time.
Oh, have you ever written a piece for a girl?
Never.
You've never?
Hey.
What? But
it is a turn off when I meet a lady naanze, I need you to write a spoken word piece. You know, every time atakuwa kidhania wewe ni poet. Unaweza na hiyo. To memorize a piece every time.
No, not every time.
We have poets who write 2 pieces for the whole year.
No, one. One, just one, like on her birthday or something.
Iwezi.
Kwa nini?
Hiyo ni busy, akitaka lipe.
She pays for a poem. Do something for me though. Not for me, Amina. Like for us, with my viewers as well.
Okay.
Like right now.
So never ask a girl why she is in love with you. Because these girls, well, these girls can be very petty. You see, maybe she's in love with the way you look when you sleep. And if she dare tells you it's because of your personality, then maybe you don't look as good. Well, it is better she tells you she doesn't know why than she has no reason. Because when these girls decide to leave you, they will find any reason. These girls be like, the problem is me, not you. Any girl would want to be with you. Well, when these girls tell you this, congratulations. For you have found yourself a new ex-girlfriend, and your girlfriend, sorry, your ex-girlfriend has a new boyfriend. These girls don't like it when you have so much time and too little money to spend. These girls like it when you're truthful, but not the truth that you don't have money. So most of these boys have to pretend. Well, these girls cry. These girls cry when they're happy. These girls cry when they're mad. These girls cry when they're scared. All I'm trying to say, sometimes these girls cry when they're not supposed to. Well, these girls will fall in love with you for the comedian that you are. But once you get into a relationship, you see it being funny. Some of these girls knock on open doors. The way most of these girls have saved you on their phones, only God knows.
It's true.
Well, these boys act funny. But these girls can't tell because they have shaved this. Now you know why they can't raise their eyebrows. But I will say it for the last time. No girl should miss school because of her menses. Period.
Ooh.
Because these girls become mothers. Mothers who give us education awards, some of them can't even spell. I'm here to tell these girls that it is well, and when they die, all they deserve is the heavens, because on earth, they have been through so much hell. So my mama never raised voices. She raised the son. So a toast to the man that I am. You see, I use my mama's second name because she is masculine, with belly muscles that stretch from the first, second, third to the 9th month, but even stronger lip muscles that utter words that move my soul. You call this the strength of a woman. These are just words that have motherly touch from my mama, in low tones, whispers, and mama. You see, she has figure, trust me. Forget about that because she's my fatherly figure. Now 8 won't match. Sits first in this chart list. Not on the anatomy of the waist downwards, but from the neck upwards. Now she is the head of the family. Well, these words are sick because she has blood pressure. That won't kill her. Her smile is sweeter than diabetes. The mortality of a smile defies the fact from dust to dust cause she's never upset. Unlike the soil, when you add water, she never turns mad. She's a little kind of short people you'll ever strain to look up to. Her head is like a funny 6-story building because she is smart upstairs. Well, she walked in rags and tattered clothes to feed us. That is why she's always smart up here. So I need Tyra to tell her how much she is my role model because she doesn't walk straight. But trust me, the footprints I watch from her are straight. Walks not in transparent clothes so that God can see her through now. She prospers. Not good in football, but in everything she always chipped in. No bet she had so many other goals in life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You just changed into preacher mode real quick.
I know, right?
How do you ever forget?
I can... Not really,
okay.
Because it is a concept. So you remember the flow of ideas. Sometimes you might forget the actual words, but you know with poetry is all about now, the beauty of poetry sometimes is now the message, but how you deliver it. So spoken word is about what you say, and importantly, when and how you say it.
Yes.
So we use metaphors and puns. So if you forget the lyrical structure, you will lose now the value of the lyricism in that poetry. Yeah. I know you, in your other life, you used to do this.
I did. I actually started out, I used to, there was this Ethiopian restaurant that people used to go to for spoken word. And it was, for me, it was an escape. And I don't know what, what you've used it for, like what it has helped you with. But for me, it was just a very difficult time. And it was just a release. It's just so different. And you're around all of these artists and everyone is just letting themselves loose and they're being vulnerable and they're being open. And a lot of them are daring because of the things that they speak about, whether it's feminism, whether it's about children, whether it's about women's rights. It's just the passion in their voices was just so inspiring. So yes, it's quite nice. It really is. How do you pick the subjects that you talk about, Willie? Because you touch on very many different things.
Yeah. So I mostly am a realist. So I'm not very good with imagination. So I write about my own personal experience and what other people go through.
Yeah.
Like, I started writing about social justice. I was almost shot once in Nakuru, yeah, because I thought I belonged to a group called Confirm.
This was a mistaken identity?
Yeah, mistaken identity. So I realized, like, this is what most youths go through on a daily, and I started writing about social justice. I wrote Dear Mr. President. I did a whole album about social justice. I did another piece called Truth Is. It is a series. And people were receptive because this is what people go through. But sometimes I flex. I see what people go through and then I pen down, yeah? But the most beautiful pieces that I have done, my personal favorites, are ones that are my experience. And the beauty of poetry is that you speak to one person at a time, and then at the end of the day, you'll be speaking to everyone. Because what you're going through, maybe it's not the same, but I can relate. Now I pick that. I pick what I relate. Some other people pick that, some other people, yeah. Just like radio, you speak to one person.
That's
At
true.
the end of the day, you touch everyone.
Yes,
Yeah.
even on TV, you're supposed to be talking to one person,
True.
actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you said something just now. You were talking, when you were doing the piece, you said you took your mom's second name?
Yeah. So that is not mine.
Okay.
Like we have like that is my okay. Now other people's. There's a friend of mine who is called Wanjiru. That is the mom's second name. Now when I started digging deeper, you know, kitambo when we were in primary school, if ukisikia mtu akitwa Wanjiru na shanga we rada.
Yeah.
But now when you start digging, now you understand it's deeper than it is what
That's
it is,
true.
yeah. So that is now writing from other people's eye, yeah. But it is what it is.
Yes, because it's someone who, even when you're doing the piece, has
Yeah.
the mom's second name, and so they feel seen,
Yeah.
they feel recognized.
Yeah, they feel
All right, so now, Osoro, before we say goodnight, and before I release my guest, what are people saying online?
Amina?
Yes, Osoro.